Taking good care of your health is a personal responsibility. To do a good job, it requires knowledge and practice. Join us for 8 weeks to wellness and become a healthier you. Each week, you will get new guidelines and wellness challenges. In the end, you will be on your way to living a healthful lifestyle and enjoying the benefits. So join us, Healthier Me. Taking good care of your health is
Okay, there we go. All right, so thank you everyone, and wonderful evening. We are anticipating, we're happy that you are here, and we look forward to our discussion this evening. I'm Dr. Natalie Nash, and I'm hailing you from Pure Wellness Lifestyle Center. We want to have a word of prayer as we get started. Heavenly Father, we give you thanks for this moment where we can come together and share and discuss matters on health. We ask for your continued grace to be with us in our discussion, and even that someone, somewhere, will be so inspired to live healthier lives and to treat their bodies in a way that you'd be happy with, so that your name can be glorified. This is our prayer in Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so just by way of announcement, where just what happened between last week and now. We actually had baptism here at the center. Not efforts particularly coming from the center. It was a church, but they used the facility to host their baptism. And we were quite happy to partner with the church and the efforts and to host the baptism. So it was a busy day on Saturday gone. On Sunday, if you've been following, you know that we've been having a medical missionary training, and we concluded our practical classes on Sunday. Isn't that such a beautiful sky? The clouds, just like a burst. And yeah, so early Sunday morning, 6 o'clock, folks were here. And then we walked out and we had a local plant identification that was going on for the medicinal plants in the area. And there you see our students eagerly engaging and taking their notes. After that, it was healthier training. And it started off with breakfast. And of course, we would have had lunch. And the folks really got into the healthcare training, all the different aspects of health, from nutrition, exercise, water. There were different booth stations and looking at sunlight, temperance, air, rest, trust in God. All of those were covered, and teaching folks so that they can go out into the communities to work. So it was really exciting, interesting, hands-on experience, and then we had a sort of photo shoot at the end. So if you missed out, I tell you, it was really amazing and wonderful. So Healthier Me, how have you been over the past few weeks? I hope that you are able to open your microphones and share with us. How have you been over the past week? Were you able to meet your goals? I know many of us, we are on different parts of our health journey, and we're hoping that everyone could get to the point where you have achieved good health and maintaining that health. Sometimes it takes a while, and this is what our sessions are all about, really holding your hand through, and certainly giving you an opportunity to ask your questions. No matter where you are on your journey, we are all here together. If this is the first time that you're joining us, please just indicate, raise your hand, say yes in the chat. We want to welcome you. If it's the first time you're here, and I want to encourage you to please share the link. Oh, wonderful. Sister Hutchinson, welcome. Miss Irma, thank you for coming. And we're happy that you are here joining us. And please share the link with your friends, your church groups and so forth. Oh, we have Loretta Alexander. Wonderful. Thank you and welcome to our session. And Hachi. Okay, wonderful. Welcome, welcome. And I know that we have folks from many different parts of the world, and we're happy that you are here. I know we have some folks from out in Africa. It's pretty late. So, and others who will tune in for the recording. So these sessions are being recorded and they will be posted up on YouTube under my name, Dr. Natalie Nash, on YouTube. And there you would see all the previous recordings, and individuals who might have missed it can certainly have a chance to follow on, and folks have been viewing. Okay, so great. So tell us, over the past week, last week, these were the challenges that you had to sort of focus on during this week. And in the chat, we had a little touching base on rest. How have you been doing on your rest? Let's see. Anyone, how have you been doing on your sleep? Yes, talk to us, Eloisa. Bias.
Eloisa.
Eloisa, one. Okay, great.
Yes. Yeah. So I was off from my sleep because I started going to bed later, but I was doing prior to this, like for the past month, I was off. So I started again and I've been doing excellent. I've been going between 9 and 10 and getting 7 to 8 hours.
Wow, praise the
And
Lord.
I feel so rested when I wake up. Before I woke up tired, I went to bed tired and got up tired, but now I feel rested.
Oh, fantastic. Praise the Lord. You're getting your 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And
Yes.
this is just with meeting your week 1 challenge. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And this is excellent. And have you shared your enthusiasm with anyone?
Yes, I have. I also shared the link with a few people.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. And
You're
great.
welcome.
I
Thank
hope
you.
you've been okay, praise the Lord. So I hope you've been putting in your points in your chart. And folks, these little tables, we put them out into the WhatsApp group that we have. We'll give you the link at the end of the presentation. And there, each week you will get your little diagram for you to print out or simply just handwrite in a book. And I did tell you, to make sure you got a notebook and to be taking notes. Okay, so fantastic, and congratulations to Elosia.
It's okay. It's okay.
Sister Bias, I'll call you that. Great.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right. One bright, shiny stuff for you, you're accomplishing. Okay, wonderful. Anyone else? Have you been sleeping? Getting that nightcap sleep tight? And it really helps make a difference. What about the water? Water drinking. How have you been doing with your water drinking? At least 6 to 8 glasses of water daily. Any improvements there? Or just maintaining? I hope you've been maintaining. Come on, folks, your testimony and your experience helps to encourage others. Okay, so here we are, water. Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I've increased. I've drank the 8 glasses. So
yes,
my challenge was to do 9 or 10. So I'm doing 9.
Okay. Are you having the water early in the morning, like the 2 to 4 glasses of early morning water?
Yes, first thing in the morning with lemon.
Yes. And using
Yes,
a
I'm
straw?
doing that. I'm sorry?
And do you use a straw when you're drinking the lemon?
Correct. Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Okay. Good. So keep pushing at it, and it depends too that if you're perspiring, if the day is hot, your activity that would drive you to want to drink more water with ease.
Right.
but it's also setting a habit. And once you set that habit, then your system sort of demands you to want to have the drink and just making sure that you have the water on hand. That's fantastic. Oh my, a second point, a second star for you. I'm taking notes, you know, folks. I'm taking notes. So you guys better talk up. So 2 stars for Sister Byers. And then that's on rest and water. Okay, I think I saw someone put something out in the chat. Okay, so coming from Miss Clark, improvement with the water, accomplished most days. Fantastic. So we have Shelly-Ann Clark, and she's met her water challenge. Okay, so 1 star goes out for you. All right, and okay, so anyone else, always feel free, raise your hand, drop a message in the chat. We would be so happy to hear from you. And today we're going to be talking some more about physical activity, and that had been a goal, physical activity. We will give you a new goal. Though we're talking about physical activity today, getting more physically active, we will be setting a new goal. So anyone, have you gotten through with physical activity? I know when I am really physically active, it's like I'm on top of the world. Because all of your legs, everything, all your joints just are so lubricated and moving with ease, and you just, you know, you don't want to stop. Once you get into it, you don't want to stop. But it's really good. So let's see. Our topic of discussion this evening is becoming more physically active. Becoming more physically active, and therefore let's go straight into our presentation. Now, this here is really serious. The CDC have actually, and as well as the American Medical Association looked, and the American College of Sports Medicine, they have actually looked at the activity of people and watching to see the health outcomes, and then taking a look back into their lives and how physically active were they. When they died, you had as many as 191,000 premature deaths each year due to a lack of physical activity. That is approximately 1 in every 12 deaths from all causes. You find that, you know, totaling. Look at how many people every year, so many folks are gone too soon because they are not moving. I've had people who would say to me, I am a couch potato. One time a guy filled out the form, do you exercise? No, I'm a couch potato. I was like, oh no. And we would see the correlation, the disease conditions, the obesity, the situation with the joints, and everything just seemed to be seizing up. We need to move and keep moving. You know, if you have certain watches, like my watch, if I'm sitting, I get a little vibration, beep, beep, time to stand. You know, it's time to stand and then get moving, and then it gives me a little applause that you've done the job. You did great. And so whatever it takes, you know, just be mindful that we cannot sit down for very long, extended periods of time. That will just cause poor circulation. You find individuals would talk about their feet swelling when they're sitting for so long. They're in the office, you're on an airplane, and you're sitting for so long, and your feet will be swollen. So you need to move. And then when you do get up and you move, you don't have that issue. So you can see from cause to effect of conditions that can come, but death is quite serious. And sedentary lifestyle is of much concern these days because it's causing individuals to lose their live. Okay, we want to welcome Brother George all the way from Ghana. And congratulations for taking the time out to be here with us. Now, exercise is protective against many of our nation's most serious health problems. And what are they? Those non-communicable diseases, such as high blood pressure. When you walk, when you drink your water and all of that together, you help to lower your blood pressure. You know, when folks sort of like report back after we've worked with them and counseled and so forth, and they report back with their blood pressure numbers, with their weight loss numbers, it's really amazing because it is doing a difference in their lives, what they're implementing. So we want to be able to encourage youth. Let's get active. Okay, so I'm just going to switch the screen at this time to show you a little video about these people. You see these folks here? And they're senior in their years, you know, getting there, but they're not letting that keep them in a rocking chair. In a long time when it was Mother's Day, I don't know about now, but when it was Mother's Day long time, all mothers used to get like a rocking chair for their children because they would think that you're aging and you want to sit in your veranda and just rock the evening away. Oh no, we want our grannies to be moving and grandpas to be moving and keep active. And as you know, younger ones, let's try to encourage them to do that and support them, you know, create safe spaces for them so that they can do that. I've seen a lot of times when family members are concerned that their parents, senior parents, they're in their 80s and 90s, and they're afraid for them to go out and do their gardening because they could fall. Well, that is not good enough. Yours, and they stop them. They would say, don't go outside because you will fall and you'll hurt yourself. No, do whatever it takes to create a safe space for them. It's just like little children, babies. You don't want to tell them stop crawling because you could fall and hit your chin, you know. You create a safe space for them. You cushion the floor, you enclose an area. That's all you need to do. So get a nice flat parcel of land and put granny out there to continue to be physically active. Lots of times when they stop those folks from going out into the garden and doing what they love best, digging in the dirt, planting, being in the fresh air, in the open sunlight, they stay indoors and they will get feeble and weak and weaker. If they only fall now inside of their home, their bones break. And that is just the beginning of a downward spiral that leads to death. And it's because they're not, you know, engaging and putting strength on that bone and challenging it daily and that sort of thing. So let us take care of our senior ones. It's going to be us next. Okay, so we don't want anything to have anyone to impose any negative restrictions on us. So I'm just going to pause this view and put on another view for you to see this little video that might be encouraging to get you moving.
Right away to improve your health. So let's begin.
Located about 3 hours northwest of Tokyo by train is the city of Matsumoto. While global studies traditionally emphasize the number of steps, researchers in Matsumoto are pioneering a unique approach that goes beyond mere step count. This method, known as interval walking training, or IWT, involves alternating between slow walking and fast walking. A study was conducted with middle-aged and older participants, divided into 3 groups. One that did no walking, another that walked 10,000 steps a day,
and a third that did 30 minutes of daily IWT. 5 months later, the IWT group showed a decline in systolic blood pressure over 4 times greater than the 10,000 step group. Additionally, their diastolic blood pressure had decreased 2.5 times. If this new result can be maintained for 5 years, the risk of stroke is believed to drop by 40%. Another study found that IWT lowered the depression index by 50% in middle-aged and older people with depression symptoms. It also extended their sleep efficiency by 12%. Interval walking training was developed by a team at Shinshu University in Matsumoto. The university is playing a leading role in teaching IWT to middle-aged and older people.
82歳です。なんかやっぱりやった方がいいんじゃないかと思います。健康のために。
病気しがちだったのが、全然風邪もひかなくなったし、大きな変化です、それは。
Before beginning IWT, participants wear a device that can measure the amount of exercise they do.
はい、3、2、1、はい、スタート。
Participants begin by walking at their own pace. They walk at a relaxed speed, as if taking a stroll. Three minutes later, following the instructions, they speed up. They take large steps, swinging their arms widely and opening their chests. They increase their pace until they're slightly out of breath. After 3 more minutes, the participants return to a slower walking pace. They take the opportunity to catch their breath or stretch.
Okay. All right. So I just thought of sharing that with you. That sort of gave us, some additional information. Did you see that it also helped the folks to lower their blood pressure simply by having the walking, and it also helped them to improve on their sleep, as well as their reduced any depression outcomes. And the individuals talked about that they used to be sick and get sick regularly, but no longer that they're sick. Notice the man, he was 82, and he just kept moving and moving. So all of these folks, they were just, so engaged on a daily basis, and they were doing it together. So that's one of the things that we are talking to you about in this particular program, is by getting a health buddy, getting someone with you. I'm always happy to have company with me when I go walking, but sometimes that's not possible to have a physical company. So I just may have my phone, and I can call up someone, and I'm having a conversation, and I'm talking. And even sometimes I'm in the home and I'm talking to somebody, and I just get up and start walking the floor. And you can do that too. So rather than just sit on the phone and be carrying on a long conversation, it might be some friend, a family member. So if you got up and you started walking, just facing the floor, walking around, that helps you. Any little bit of movement that you can get will help. It will make a difference. And, when we talk about depression, and especially as folks get into their senior years, that's a real thing. because sometimes they lose their friends, they may move to another location, and loneliness is huge amongst many people. And we are social beings, and so we need to engage with others. So this is also a really nice idea. If you have a group that you belong to, encourage the individuals, to get out. Let's go walking together. It would be good for our health. We can live longer and happier and healthier. And if you guys did it together, it is so helpful. So this is quite possible for others, and it's very much possible for you to get moving. You may have remembered some of our guests we had in our earlier sessions, but I just brought this little clip again to show you. Look at the brisk walking. And there you have Miss Olive and Miss Donna. And I tell you, they had tremendous outcomes. And over the past couple weeks, they've been losing the weight that they wanted to. And let's see, it's about a month already. Yeah, and folks are like losing the weight. They have the energy, blood pressures are down to normal. And it's fantastic, just being committed and getting out there and walking. And you see that they're together, having a buddy really helps. But what happens if you don't have someone with you? Just go out on your own, and it still makes a difference. And you can move at your own speed, but the thing is, be committed. There are many times I talk to folks and they would say, well, I did not get my walk in during this morning, but it's afternoon now, I'm going to make it happen. Maybe the rain is falling. Maybe it is that you have to go to some appointment. And so your days may not always be the same, but you're mentally committed to making it happen. Getting your friends and family members, even a child or whomever it might be, can be helpful. So we just looked at some of the benefits of physical activity, where we saw the blood pressure, systolic, diastolic blood pressures reducing. And it just stay with the program. It's not going to be that you would see it happen overnight for you, especially with blood pressures. It tends to give you, you're working at it, trying to reduce it, doing all the healthy things, and then it drops. And when it drops, it sort of stays there a little bit. It may not be your ideal number yet, but just with your consistency, your body chemistry is going to change. All those arteries need to unblock and to clear up. Your blood needs to be thin. So if you stop eating the high-fat foods and it's just about a week or two before, and now you're looking, blood pressure still high, give your body a chance. Don't be anxious, reduce the stress, calm down, and your system is going to work. So it can improve your cholesterol levels. Do you know that the fats in your blood will actually melt away as you walk? And also in your tissues, you would lose the weight. And then it relaxes your arteries. You have more oxygen being pumped into your arteries. That your blood vessels, your arteries love oxygen. And it can improve your resting blood pressure. Your platelet function is going to improve. You clot when you need to. Your blood is thin and moving. It's fluid. You find that your whole body composition, it's now different. Your BMI might be regulated. Your sugar levels and your glucose, your diabetes can be reduced with walking. In fact, I tell individuals that you can walk your way out of diabetes, because the walking helps to open up and makes your receptor cells receptive to insulin. So you find that you lower your insulin resistance, and your cells can now take that glucose into the cell your cells can take the sugar, in the glucose into the cell rather than leaving it into the bloodstream. And that helps. You can find that bone density is improved. That's hugely important, especially as we age. Folks, from the time you hit 45, 50, ladies, you're getting into menopause. You have less estrogen, and then you are at risk for bone thinning, and your bone density reduces. And a lot of folks tend to have falls in their senior years, and they will break their bone, their hip bone they would need surgery, and that don't always work well for individuals. So you want to have good bone density. Walking helps to do that. Every time your feet hits the ground, it triggers the absorption of calcium. And so your bones can be stronger. You're putting that impact, that resistance, that impact, that bounce, and your bones are just activating all these cell structures to be stronger and dense, more dense. Now you have it enhances your immune system. You heard the lady say that she used to be sick and now she's no longer unwell. When you walk, you find that if you walk, you put your hand on your belly, it moves. In your gut lies your immune system. And your blood is just going to be circulating throughout. Blood circulation issues. A lot of folks have blood circulation issues, and they would come and ask, what can I do? Are you walking? That's where we can start. That's what you can do. Yes, let's start walking. Are you walking? Oh, no way are you going to be walking and then your blood stand up and say, I'm not moving. You're going to be cramped. But that doesn't happen when you are walking. Your body just heats up and everything is fluid and moving. It improves psychological function and mood. You're so happy. Your system is working well. So there's so many rewards. Muscle mass. Individuals who want to gain weight, you need to work those muscles. If you watch folks who are cycling, they're working the legs. Don't they have great, powerful legs? So you got to work those muscles. And you need to increase metabolism. That's another benefit, increased metabolism. And it stimulates the health of our brain neurons. Memory loss. What do you see happen to individuals when they have Alzheimer's? They start to walk. You gotta make sure that the door is locked, your gate is locked, because they're gonna leave you. They're gonna start walking. But as they walk out and away, the memory comes in and it kicks in. And at times they can make their way back home. But to make sure that we have all the neurons being multiplied and strengthened and so forth, the exercise, physical activity helps there. So we want to get physically active, brisk walking. We saw in our little movie that the folks did this brisk walk. That's where you find that you get the health outcome. You could be walking casually, and we encourage that as well. In fact, for a digestive walk, after you eat your meal, you have a digestive walk of about 15 minutes. That's just a casual stroll. And that aids in your digestion. You find folks, when they have acid reflux, they're bloated after eating a meal, and they go and do that 15 minutes, just go down the block and come back. You don't really have to time yourself. Just take a walk out the street and come back. Walk around the house. And when you do that, you're going to see, you're going to hear some things move. If you have any gas in there, it's going to pass out some way. And then everything just calms down and digestion is perfect. So get moving. Then there are different kinds of activities that you can engage in. You can do cycling, swimming. The other day, I was with someone in the pool and we were doing some aqua exercises. And it was really enjoyable. In fact, every time we do any new group that comes, from the time they get into that water and they start exercising, they're like, wow, this is so good. You're doing the movements, you're increasing muscle mass, you're getting the resistance with the different tools that we have. But you're in the water, you're cool, you're certainly not going to be sweaty. And but it also is, quite a rewarding and rich experience, just having the water around you and that sort of thing. It's different than when you're on land. In fact, individuals who have pains in their joints, they are able to do exercises within the water. So be it swimming or you're doing your pool exercises, and it's also quite relaxing. Yeah, when I'm in there, I'm like, wow, this is so relaxing and so much fun to do. Now, table tennis, folks would do that, but I don't like to encourage too much of that because of the jerking, the running, and that bounce on the joints. If it's repeated over time, it tends to cause some pains. Golfing, walking, if you're golfing, you're pulling carts, you're doing something, canoeing or kayaking. Oh, that's fun. And you have somebody with you and you're rowing your boat, your little kayak, and you're moving. And you have gardening. That's rewarding. You get food. Yeah, so that's twofold. And condition exercises, aerobics, low impact. You don't want to do anything that's impacting your joints. Don't go doing any kind of big set of jogging and running, because that's going to impact your joints and you will have pains later on in life that you're going to regret you were doing all of that, because you're going to be wearing away at the cartilage, and you don't want that aches and pain. So make time for exercise. If we're working in offices and in buildings, take opportunities to walk to your colleagues rather than make a phone call, walk to them, go up and down the steps instead of getting into an elevator. If you are parked somewhere, park far so that you can have more walking to and from your vehicle. And the National Institute of Medicine recommends 60 minutes of moderate daily activity when it comes to improving the health. So that's what we want to work towards. You can have your 30 minutes, you can break that up into 2 sessions, especially if you're not accustomed to be exercising. Today, you're going to commit to start. And so you get moving, it might be a 15 minutes, a couple of times in a day, but don't stay there. By tomorrow, start improving that. Sometimes you may have a health issue that sort of limits you. Just do as much as you can do, and eventually your body is going to get stronger. The body will get stronger by the repetition of the exercises. So you want to work your way up to 60 minutes. That is what brings down the blood pressure. That's what brings down the weight. Getting that 60 minutes in brings down the blood sugar and your glucose levels, and helping you to achieve your goal by becoming healthier and not having these health challenges. So if you want to lose weight, if you want more energy, the best time to exercise is early morning. Early morning. When you have not eaten and you go out to walk and to exercise, you find that your for your body, your metabolism, it's going to burn that fat. So you want to lose weight the early morning before you eat anything. If you exercise later in the day, you can have carbohydrates to use as a source of fuel. But in the morning, where you have not eaten, you can use your fats as the source of fuel for energy. So it can burn then. Get the children involved, by doing some fun activity with them as well. So the intensity, the casual stroll is for like at the end of the meal. But as you saw in our little movie where the people were moving their arms, when you move your arms, it really propels you to go forward and with some momentum. So that is what you want when you're walking. Move your arms left and right, move your arms, and you're going. And that's gonna get you there. You wanna break out into a sweat. You know, and there's no fun, not enough fun or gain if you didn't perspire. Now, if the place is like cold, that might be a bit challenging for you. But even if it's cold, winter is coming up, make sure that your clothing supports good coverage because you don't want to get sick when you're out there in the chilly weather. So, however, as you're moving, you want to get a little sweat. And when you get a little sweat, that's good. You know that you're excreting toxins from the body. And when you're walking, you should not be out of breath. So when you're brisk walk, you still want to be able to carry on a conversation, okay? And that's how you can test yourself to know that you're not going too fast. And you don't want to burn out. So that's the thing about not going too fast. You don't want to burn out too soon. You want to be able to go for the long run. Now, progression is important. Warm up is hugely important. I want to tell you, you need to warm up. If you saw in a movie, the people just casually walked, and then after 3 minutes, they started to increase. So you can do that for about 4 to 5 minutes of movement, just walking casually, and that helps. You can also do stretches. You see the guy, he's just like making all these movements and so forth. You just want to have that progression. You can actually injure yourself if you just got out there and started to brisk walk. Your muscles need to be entangled so that it can have the stretch for your demand for your brisk walk. So your warm-up will warm up the muscles and help them to be able to be flexible, help you to be flexible and to achieve what you want to do. So don't just surprise the body. You get out, step out the door, and you're in a rush. There's no lion behind you. So let's warm up. Start with 10 minutes, 2 to 3 times a day, increase to 60 minutes. This is your progression in your walk. If you have not been doing it now, if you have not been exercising, you start off a little 10 minutes, 2 or 3 times a day, morning, lunchtime, evening time, and you do that for 1 week. Then the next week you go up to 30 minutes, morning and evening. Or if that's too much for you, go to 15, then a 20. But don't stay in one spot. Sort of increase a little, and your body will let you know that, yes, you can do this. When you finish exercising, you don't want to be tired. Okay, that's why we do things in moderation. Take moderate exercise. When individuals engage in intense activity, that can be quite demanding on their body and stressful to their body. And that's why they will be tired. So you want to make sure that you're not stressing out yourself. And cool down is hugely important. You want to cool down for at least 3 to 5 minutes. You know you're approaching a destination, you start walking slower. You get to your destination, you can do the stretches. And we show you, you can do the stretches. So warm up, cool down, hugely important. And it can put less strain on your muscles and even on your heart, and prevent injuries. You don't want any tendons just snapping on you because you're surprised. And again, lots of folks like to sleep in the air condition. So your muscles would be so tense. And we have the winter coming up, the weather is going to be cold, your room could be a bit chilly, you could be a bit cold. Your muscles will be tense. You step out into a cold environment, your muscles will be tense. Hence the need for warm up and cool down, because you can get cramps and you can get some snapping of those body parts. Medical clearance. Now, if you're over 40 as a man, and as a woman, you're over 50, and you plan to engage in vigorous activity, you need to visit your doctor and get a medical clearance to be able to do your exercises. All right, especially if you have heart problems, high blood pressure, diabetes, you want to make sure that you're not getting into an activity that could be strenuous for you. So make sure you ask your doctor, can I exercise? This is what I'd like to do. And he will tell you, he or she will tell you if it is okay. But that is really for any intense activity. Your casual walking, that would be fine. But once you want to get a little bit more brisk, just get a clearance. You might have had some surgery just recently. You might have had something. Okay, so strength. This is important. We want to be able to have strength training and strength building activities, and that should be done at least 2 or more times in a week. So individuals, by their nature of work or their physical engagement, such as construction, heavy housework, lifting, carrying, chopping, lifting dumbbells, they might be doing all of these things might be strength-bearing exercises or activities. But whatever it is that you're engaged in, and you may just go for the dumbbells because if your work is not one that's physically active. So you want to do that, do like 8 to 10 rounds of it, and different types. So you want to sort of like do the weights on your arms, get your shoulder movements to get the shoulders engaged, the chest, the back, the hips, and your legs. You want to do those different body parts. And you also want to put some weight on them, push it a little bit so that your bones can be strong, your muscles can be strong. I have seen many people sitting down, they're going to sit down and just drop themselves. Do you know what I'm talking about? You're going to sit down and drop in the seat. Oh my goodness, you're going to hurt your spine. You're going to hurt your spine. You don't want that. And you can injure yourself. And then you want to know you're in pain. So hold on to something and sit nice and easy. If you did an activity to strengthen your legs will be strong enough to help you in standing up and sitting down with ease. So it's important, especially as we're aging, and everybody's aging from the time you're born, okay? So it's important that we do leg work, leg exercises, leg activities, to put some force on them, some pressure and demand on it as we move so that your legs can be strong. You need strong muscle legs, and that helps you to be able to move yourself. You want to do exercise in a controlled, slow, not fast or jerky manner. So take your time, whatever you're doing. Even if you're lifting some of these dumbbells, just start with lower weights and have a graceful way of lifting them up and putting them down. If you're lifting a weight and it's really heavy for you that you just have to drop the thing to the floor, that's not good. You're looking to get into wrestling or bodybuild, those bodybuilders or boxing or something. No, that's not for you. They're hurting themselves though. So you go gracefully lifting up, putting down the weights, get that which you could handle, and don't be jerking anywhere. You're gonna hurt your joints. Normal breathing is important while you're exercising so that you get sufficient oxygen within your body. All your cells would be oxygenated because of your activity. If you don't have sufficient oxygen and you run deficient in that, you'll find your blood pressure can go up, your glucose could go up, you start to feel unwell. Let me mention this because I remembered earlier, went on to talk and did not see. If you are diabetic, you need to be able to carry a fruit with you. I have my nice little artificial food here. So take a banana. If you're diabetic, take a banana with you. Take an orange that's peeled and cut. If you're diabetic, because you would see that as you consistently go out and in every day, your body would start to respond and say, wow, I am working out, and you are going to be rewarded with your glucose levels dropping in your bloodstream because your cells now are activated to take the glucose into the cells, in your muscle cells, in your liver, and start to clear away from your bloodstream. You come back. I have had individuals already. I remember one time, it was nighttime, and I checked, we were having a session and we checked the blood sugar for a lady, and it was pretty high. And we told her, okay, you just go walk in the veranda back and forth for 30 minutes. And she did. And when she stopped, we checked the blood sugar again, and it was lower. Okay, so the walking will do that. It will lower your blood sugar. So as a diabetic, when you go out to walk, make sure you take a fruit with you, and hold that in your hand in a little bag as you're moving. And if you are out there and you start to feel lightheaded, you find that your energy has dropped, you know, you feel a little sweaty, cold sweat coming on, it's because your glucose level has dropped on you. Just eat the banana, eat the whole banana, and it will come back. Just rest up and eat it, and it's gonna work. I've seen that. At one time I had a client here at the center, and you know, with the diet changes, and he was not even able to walk because of his health challenge. But just with the dietary change, his glucose level was low. And then in the nighttime, I saw where it was, and I said, I'm afraid that in the nighttime, your sugar is going to drop on you. And I said, here, this is a container. It has some honey right on the bedside table. And this is a banana. So in the nighttime, if perchance you feel your sugar drop on you, just take the honey and lick up on the honey. And here's a banana. So the next morning, I didn't see him come out early as he usually would. And finally, as the time passed by, I went and I knocked on the door, and he said, come. And he was just like there. And I said, what's happened? And he said, I don't feel good. I don't feel good. And I said, your sugar is low. So did you take the honey? Yes, but just a little lick. I was like, no, take the honey, take up. And then he took I gave the banana. I opened the banana and I said, look, start eating, start chewing in the banana little by little. And he got to half of the banana and he started to feel well. And I checked the glucose, you know, because I quickly had to give him something to eat. And then I was able to check the sugar level. It was 67. 67, having just licked up on the honey and eating a banana. So it very well could have been lower than that. And that caused him not to feel well. Just with the half of the banana, he felt better, was able to walk to the veranda, and then I encouraged him to eat the rest of the banana. He had energy after. Within about 5-10 minutes, he had energy, was able to get up, and we were doing pool exercises. He went into the pool. And so it helps, you know, for those who are diabetic. Make sure as you're on this program, have something on your bedside. I've known individuals who have not heeded to the advice to have some food item on the bedside, have a fruit. You can have the honey in a container. If in the nighttime, because that happens while you're resting, and your blood sugar will drop. And the liver now, if you have the stored glucose in your liver, it would spill that back out into the bloodstream, and you would find that it will perk you up and you would keep going. But sometimes it can be so low for a diabetic that by them shifting from a high value to even sort of normal or low, because it usually goes so low and they get weak. So if you have something by your bedside, have that honey. Honey is pre-digested. It will get into your bloodstream really quickly. And then you have your banana. And you have, if you ate that, it will keep you good. I've known of a lady where she would get up, she would feel the drop in the nighttime, and she'll get up and go to the kitchen to get something to eat. And one night she had no strength to make it to the kitchen. But what was happening is with the changes, we were telling her, you need not to take that amount of medication in the nighttime because you have a good number. And that's another thing. If your number is low in the night before you go to sleep, and as a diabetic, you should be testing, you got to watch the medication because it's going to drop it even lower. And poor lady, she did not pay attention to that and refused to drop the amount of medication that she was taking. And in that particular night, she had no strength to make it to the kitchen to get anything to put into her mouth. And she fell right on her bedside, but unable to move and died right there. So I put it out as a caution for the diabetics. Make sure that you have some fruit on the side, that glucose to help you get back up. Now, strength training is important. And look at our lady right there. Yep, keeping the muscles, especially when you want to lose weight. Maintain those strength training for your muscles so that it tones it down really nicely for you and you don't have the sagging of your muscles. This is another one right here doing the same thing. And, you know, you want also, all of this helps to give you strong muscles so you can lift things. And that's what we want to be able to do. This is important, stretching as part of your cool up, your warm up and your cool down. You can have your stretches and stretch regularly, and especially in the morning time before you go out to walk. You were resting all night, so in the morning you can do stretch. We do that at the center as well, where we meet in on a deck and we do the stretching exercises. We do that from head to toe. So we start off with the head and you're turning to the left, all the way left, you hold, and then you do all the way to the next. If you're looking at me, you're seeing what I'm doing. You turn all the way to one side, hold, and you move forward slowly and all the way to the next and stretch and hold. Don't just go left, go right. You're gonna hurt your neck. All right, be gracious in your movement. Men, ladies, boys and girls, be gracious in your movement. If you swing in your head and your neck left to right really fast, you're gonna pull some little muscle right there and it's gonna hurt you. And you'll be bawling, ow, and then want to get a massage to undo it. So take your time, don't be no jerking, remember. Now you wanna briefly stretch each major muscle group, your head, your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your back, you know, your legs, your hip, your calf. Sometimes you stand up on one leg and try to do the balancing thing. You go on the, whatever you do on the left side, do it also on the right. We're symmetrical in nature, right? So you turn your head on one way, you do the same on the other side. So see the folks, different stretches. It's for life. For all that you're going to be doing today, there are so many times that I've worked with people and they would tell me about what they used to do. They would tell me about who they used to be. They will tell me about how fit they were. And it's all in the past and not in the present, because somewhere along the line, they did not keep up with what they used to do. And it's okay to change your activities as you change life, as you have new responsibilities and so forth. You may not be able to keep up with the football games. I know a lady, she used to do professional cycling, and then she stopped as she got older. to do her professional cycling activity. And when she stopped, after that, everything went down. She was feeling so unwell. I said, no, you need to get back on your activity, get activity back in your life, go walk. Start doing that. Here are some multivitamins for you to take. Let's change your diet. And she did follow everything. And, we were just having a conversation. She called for help and I didn't even have to do a full consultation with her because she was so interested in just getting the information and putting it into action. And we've been talking here over the past couple of weeks. And I want to encourage you, if you have not started yet with, meeting some of these challenges and so forth that we've put out, I encourage you to start today because it can make a difference and it can improve your health and it works. You hear the testimonies are coming in already. Praise God, it works. So this lady, she would have allergies running in her family. Everybody got allergies, but she never did because she was into professional cycling, very active. And when she stopped that, she started to have allergies. And she knew that I was not like that, but here I am now. Is this going to be me for the rest of my life? Being plagued every day with some allergic reactions to the environment and so forth, and foods and so on. So we changed the diet, went on a total plant diet, which she thoroughly embraced and even continues on today. She went into walking. She's cycling for work instead of driving for work and to get to work. And so her life is beautiful again. And she doesn't have those issues. As simple as that. So, let's get on with being physically active. Don't stop. You see the picture here? The children and their moms and dad, they're doing it together. You want to have fun. Do it regularly and make it enjoyable. You don't want it to be drudgery. I gotta get up and walk this morning. No. Thank God that you're alive, you're breathing. You could walk. There are a lot of people who cannot. And you could walk. So you just get out there. Some time ago, I had a challenge where I wasn't getting out for my walk. And I said one day, I have to make it happen because I started to feel really weird. And that always happens. Okay, you just have a total overall weird feeling. And I would say, my body feels tied up. So anytime I just get out and walk, any time of day I move, it makes a difference. So one day I said, I have to do this. I have to do it for my life to feel good and everything. And I put on my sneakers and I stepped out the door and I mashed the ground and I said, I'm going to walk for my life. That was my mantra. I got out of the gate and I said, I'm going to walk for my life. Let's go. And you have to talk to yourself and push yourself. Big people, we think we're so big that, we are entrusted sometimes with younger ones to take care of them. We take care of our pets and so forth. And we don't even take care of ourselves. We're the worst at times for taking care of ourselves. So you got to talk to yourself. Tell yourself that I'm going to take me out for walking. Okay, I'm going to take me out for enjoying life. If you have nobody else to go with you, don't let that be a barrier. So, but if you have a partner, even better. So get someone, sometimes you encourage each other to go, or you just make it happen because the person's going to call you out. And get engaged in various activities. Know that there are different things that you can do. And that's another way in helping you to have fun while you're exercising and being physically active. If the weather is bad, then or it's going to be winter soon, then find alternatives to make it happen. Don't say outside is not good, it's rainy and I cannot get my exercise. Walk in the home, open your window, let that fresh air come in on you and you stand in front of that window and you're marking time, marching in place. You put on on your TV, on your YouTube, and find a walking, indoor walking, and you just start walking to whatever program it is. All right, and you're doing that. You can also, I like to say, put on a sermon. Go to amazing class, and you would be able to get Pastor Doug Batchelor, or go to 3 at the end. And there's so many interesting programs. The point is, watch something. If you think it's boring to stand up one place and be marching in place, put on one of those sermons. By the time it's finished, you're done. Put on one of those programs, and in an hour's time, you're finished, but you have engaged your mind in company. So that is another way. Find out whatever will intrigue you, keep your interest, but make it happen. Some people would go walking in a mall and carry no money with you. So it's not an expensive activity that you're engaging in. So you walk in the mall. And that is another way to be at least an indoor park, an indoor circle, and you get that done. But make it happen. Set your goals, work towards them, keep active, and enjoy life. These folks, they were at the center yesterday, and look at the smiles. They were all smiling and enjoying their activity. So this week, here are our challenges. That we need to go for a walk daily. Yeah, you need to walk every day. Okay, we can begin learning a new sport. You can organize a family walk after your dinner. That's your digestive walk. Okay, let's go for a walk now. It's so encouraging when you can do it together. Take the stairs instead of the elevators. Identify any exercise barriers and come up with specific ways to overcome them. What is keeping you back from getting out? Is it that you need a better sneaker? Get it tomorrow. Don't wait. The longer you wait and delay, you are going to just put yourself at risk for health disease going to grow on you. You know, the rolling stone gathers no moss. The active person, the moving person gathers no disease, less disease, right? There's some things that we saw, and even death. We saw the statistics where so many people are dying, thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people dying every year due to no physical activity. It's real. And then warm up and cool down at every exercise session, and do strength and flexibility exercises, and have fun becoming a healthier me. Is that easy to do? So here is your table. It would be sent to you this in your chat, in the wellness chat. And the additional point this week, so we have the same points from last week that we are going to continue because it's good, it's important, and we keep them. And so we have an additional point, and that is your stretching and your strengthening. And that's what we want to have, stretching and strengthening. Get your dumbbells. Sometimes folks don't have that, but you can do like some big water bottles and just hold them, to give that strength. Or get an elastic band and you can pull it. You can do so much with an elastic band, pulling it out, having it at the top and just pulling. So many things you can do with an elastic band. So that also helps. And it's quite, you could put that in your handbag, in your pocket, and you're good to go. And for every time, instead of just putting a check mark on the boxes, you can put like a 2 and you tally them at the end of your week. Aim to get 40 points or more. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our discussion and our Connect today. And I pray that it has been a blessing to you. Okay, so I see a question. Please ask your questions now. You can raise your hand, unmute your phone, the microphone, and ask your question. I see a question. What advice is there for persons who have challenges with their knees? Example, depleted cartilage. All right, so with the knee and where your cartilage is depleted, that's quite that's going to cause a lot of pain, and because you're getting closer to bone touching bone, and therefore you need to be able to work. Sometimes it's inflammation. It will trigger inflammation in that area. So let's work on reducing the inflammation. That can help to ease the pain. There could be swelling. So using things like turmeric, in like making a turmeric tea, using cabbage leaves and just covering the area, warm that cabbage leaf, pound the cabbage, get a leaf of cabbage, pound it, put it over some heat over the fire on your stove just to warm, and then you apply that over that area and you wrap it in place. That can help to carry down any swelling as well as to ease in the pain. Change your diet. Let's stop having inflammatory foods. Foods that would trigger inflammation usually tends to wear away at our cartilage. Your activity, as we mentioned earlier, could have contributed to getting those cartilage worn away. If you had jerking activities such as in running, jogging, movements, quick movements, and so forth, could deplete that. So with a good diet, you find that it's helpful. That means plant-based, plant foods, sulfur foods tend to help to improve the cartilage, like a cabbage and cabbage family of foods, your kale, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, all those are great, and they help. Vitamin C, vitamin D as well, for making sure you have good bones to support your structure. Drinking lots of water is hugely important to keep every area of your body pliable. And therefore, as you drink more water, that would help to get the fluids in there. Oregano oil mixed with some olive oil. So oregano essential oil of oregano, and you have some olive oil, maybe about an ounce, and you put drops of that in there, stir it around, and then you can just pass it over the area. Tends to clear up inflammation and reduce the pressure on the joints. So those are some of the things when it comes to that. All right, so somebody is asking to add them to the group and the email so you can register. All right, good. So just being a part of our WhatsApp group, you're part of this activity that's happening here on our 8 Weeks to Wellness. As you engage, we're also taking notes. We've done other programs before, and engagement, folks who engage tend to get nice surprise rewards at the end. But as you engage, you will be able to help yourself more. The more you engage and you participate and you come back and you report, that's helping you to propel yourself even further. All right, Brother George is suggesting there's one client whose blood sugar was extremely high after an assessment realized that exercise was poor, and she started exercising and the blood sugar has already dropped. Praise the Lord, fantastic. So just by the walking, the exercising has helped to reduce that blood pressure. Great. That's great. And thank God for the success that you're having on the other side of the world. The thing is, human beings are human beings no matter where you are in the world. We have the same body structures and the same challenges. So it works for everyone. And that's God's health message. Okay. Any more questions? I want to show you here that here are our numbers that you can send messages to myself, as well as Sister Camille, who works with us here at the center. Area code, we're out from Trinidad, so 1-868-724-4898, or 1-868-367-3165. This is our website that you can go to and get some more information. Here is the WhatsApp group. If I end this, I'll be able to just drop that WhatsApp link into the chat, and then everyone would be able to, anyone can pull it. Always, I want to encourage you as well to please share with your friends and your family members. It could help to save their lives by just what they hear here on the program, and they put it into practice. And you folks, you got nothing to lose. So just step out in faith and put it into practice and watch and see. It's going to help you. And you want to keep your friends and your family members around you for as long as you possibly can. So it's great, share the information with them, and you can live healthier and happier for longer. We have another announcement here. What's happening at the center coming up pretty soon? We will have our October program where we have residential activities, our residential program where folks are coming into the center to practice lots of what we're talking to you about. And we also have November sessions and December available and open for registration now. We have our 7-day detox programs that's happening out in Trinidad. And from the weeks of the 13th to the 27th, those 2 weeks, individuals will be here doing the detox. If you have challenges with staying, some folks are saying, you know, that they have challenges to stay overnight. That's okay. Just have a conversation with us and we'll let you know how you can register and be a part of coming in during the day. At a reduced cost, you can come in during the day and participate in the detox program. So if you're here in Trinidad, it's certainly something that you can be a part of. And okay, so that's it for this evening. Thank you so much for coming out and being a part of our discussion. Let us have a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we want to give you thanks for the information that you provided and the encouragement. We want to give you thanks for all those who have been putting into practice that which we have been discussing and encouraging and already seeing the benefits in their lives for better health. We pray that God, that our goals would be accomplished for good sleep, for better fit bodies and minds, and even seeing the disease conditions reduced, and finally to achieve that goal of overcoming these lifestyle conditions. Be with us now as we separate, and take us and lead us and guide us in all things. This is our prayer in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, everyone, and may God bless you.
Bye, everybody. Thanks, Dr.